Now, for decades, excellence in business law has been part of the Virginia brand name. We have an exceptionally talented and large business law faculty, and that has enabled us to be a leader and an innovator in business law education. I'll talk for a few minutes about our program in business law. This is something we started 6 years ago. It's an incredibly successful innovation as measured by the number of students taking advantage of it, the satisfaction that those students report in their experience in the program, and the number of other law schools that are now trying to catch up to us. The biggest problem in designing a business law curriculum is that at most law schools, most law students don't realize that they're interested in business law. Indeed, many of them are not really even aware of its existence until after they've had a summer associate job at a law firm. And for many, that takes place only after their second year in law school. Well, at that point, it's a little late to begin all the way back at square one. A small number of students at any law school will be at the opposite end of the spectrum. They come in not merely knowing that they're interested in business law, but perhaps even thinking ahead down the road and believing that they may want to move into a business career itself, and those students may seek an MBA as well as a JD degree. But at any law school, that's a fairly small and pretty self-selected group. We have the luxury of having a large number of students who fit in the middle of those two extremes. They understand from the outset that there is such a thing as business law, and they know that they have some interest, maybe a substantial interest, maybe only a modest interest in pursuing it, but an interest nevertheless. Often part of what attracted them to Virginia was the reputation that we have for business law education. But they don't ultimately want to devote all of the additional time and opportunity cost to pursuing an MBA. Well, our program in business law is designed specifically with those students in mind. And I will assume that most of you fit into that category, or you probably wouldn't be sitting in the room today. The biggest problem, I think, that a newly minted lawyer faces in interacting with business clients is a communication problem. Clients speak a different language from lawyers, the language of business. Businesses communicate their strategies and their results in a specialized language. To understand a business's strategy, one has to understand something about finance. Because any business is at root an organization that takes money in and tries to get more money out at the other end. Now, the money comes out at the other end after a delay and with uncertainty. So finance is effectively a way of asking the question, is the money that comes out at the other end enough to be a fair compensation for the delay and the uncertainty involved in getting it in the first place? So understanding what businesses do requires understanding something about finance. Businesses communicate their results using financial statements. And in order to understand a financial statement, you have to understand a little bit about accounting. So for our program, the starting point is some basic training in accounting and finance. Now, a number of you may already have that training, and if so, you can skip that step and go straight on to the next. But we want to make sure that everyone arrives at the basic business law courses at a common level of understanding of the basic vocabulary. So we provide a unified 4-credit accounting and finance course that is targeted at those of you who don't have any prior training in the area, and it gets you to a point where you're ready to do the business law courses in a more advanced format. That's something that I strongly encourage students to take in when they have the opportunity to take elective courses in the second semester of the first year or the first semester of their second year. We offered both semesters. Once you've taken that, then you're ready to take the foundational business law courses like corporations, which is effectively about the governance of corporate and related enterprises, bankruptcy law, securities regulation, which is about the regulation of financial markets, secured transactions, which is about lending and collateral. You're ready then to take those courses in what we call the law and business format. And we offer all of them in the more traditional format, which focuses essentially on learning what the legal rules are and how to structure arguments about legal rules. In short, the stuff that all lawyers have to be able to do. But the law and business formats add on to that the additional step of learning more about the context in which the rules operate, learning about the types of problems that businesses generate that lawyers need to help them solve. And again, to understand the context, you have to have the vocabulary. Fortunately, when you arrive at those courses, because of the introductory instruction we give you, you'll have that vocabulary, and you'll be able to have a richer experience because you'll be able to understand what happens out there in the business world that generates the types of disputes or the types of problems that these legal rules were designed to address. Once you've done that portion, there is a third level. And the third level consists of short courses that are targeted primarily at third-year students or students who've already done the foundational business law courses, and that are taught typically by actual business executives that try to give you a more focused experience learning about a particular market, a particular type of business, or a particular type of transaction. And we've been very successful and very fortunate in having a large number of alumni and friends of the law school who've been willing to come in and provide some extremely enriching short courses. Just recently, we've had, for example, the head of technology, mergers and acquisitions at Morgan Stanley, who is our graduate, the general counsels of eBay and Coca-Cola, the chief administrative officer of Black Entertainment Television. Again, all of these are our alumni, and a managing director at Deutsche Bank from Germany. Now, another important thing to recognize about this program is it's a set of opportunities and not a straitjacket. You don't sign up to be in the program. You don't have to commit to anything. You can take as many or as few courses in the business law program as you like. You can try it out. If you decide that's not for me, that's fine. You can then take either the regular version, the traditional versions of the business law courses, or maybe you'll just decide that business law isn't for you at all, and you end up doing something else. All of that is fine, and we're eager to get you to try these courses out, and hope that you will find them as interesting as we do.